Good evening, Villa fans, and welcome to For the Love of Paul McGrath podcast. Paddy here with you for the moment. Neil will be with you shortly, I presume. He just said he's running a bit late there. Hope you're all well on this rather warm uh, Wednesday night in October, which is quite strange. Going to run you through the team. Not going to have time to type it up there for you because I've no Neil to fill. But we've got Gauchi in goal, Nedeljkovic right back, Carlos and Mings at centre half, and Matson at left back. Philogene, Kamara, McGinn, Bailey, Buendia, and Duran. So you asked for changes. We got changes. So let's try and figure this one out. So I'm presuming it's Kamara and McGinn that will sit with the 4-2-3-1 and the three being Bailey, Buendia, and Philogene. If that makes sense with Duran up there on his own. Look, it's what we all wanted, really. Freshen it up, but not freshen it up to the detriment of the team. It should be enough to go and we will have a look at the we'll have a look at the Palace team before I make any assumptions. But it should be enough for us to go and win the game. On the bench, Ziyech, Cash, Patterson, Bogard, Swinkles, Borland, Ramsey, Young, and Jimo Aloba. So it's a decent side. I don't think we can complain too much about what's out there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments there, and I'll be busy trying to look for the Palace team here. I'll just go through the Villa team again. Gauchi, Nedeljkovic, Carlos, Mings, and Matson. Philogene, Kamara, McGinn, Bailey, Buendia, and Duran. So, to me, it's Philogene and Bailey off the wings. Obviously, great to see Tyrone Mings back in there. Everybody is just over the moon for Tyrone Mings, I presume. Cat Cannon has done me a solid there and put the team in there for you. So, thank you very much. Look, the bench is probably not as strong as I expected, given what's been left out of here. We don't have huge power off the bench to go and sort this out. But look, we'll worry about that when it comes to it. But there's some great talent on the bench. Aidan Borland is in there. Caden Young is in there. Jimo Aloba, who played very well in the Champions League game I watched last week. Jacob Ramsey, obviously, and then Bogard and Swinkles and Patterson. Yeah, so look, it's going to be a tough one. But look, let's see what I can do here and pull up the Crystal Palace team for you. Talk amongst yourselves there for a second. I won't be long. Hopefully Palace do me a solid to put these in order. Amazing how bad your spelling is when you're in a hurry. And they're making me go into a bloody... Yeah, of course they're making me go into a link. Turner, Munoz, Chalaba, Lacroix, Gahey, Mitchell, Hughes, Wharton, Eze, Nketiah, and Mateta. They have gone very strong. They have gone really, really strong. Okay, that does make things a little bit more difficult. There's no doubt about that. On their bench then, Henderson, Klein, Kapora, Devaney, Schlupp, Kamada, Eme, Agbenon, and Sarr. Strong team. Strong team. Eze's in there, Nketiah's in there, Mateta's in there, Wharton's in there, who finished last season absolutely brilliantly. This is not going to be an easy one, and they're going to challenge the players we have for sure. Look, let me know your comments. There's no sign of Neil just yet. Hopefully he gets in there. What have we got to say here? So he says he saved himself 200 quid, not been able to go today. You want to buy that Black Sabbath one that they're advertising today? Is that correct? So, Melty Short says Mings and Booba back. Yes, obviously huge, absolutely huge for us. Delighted to see it. Um, what else have we got here? Yeah, Adam says Palace favourites surely. Yeah, I'd imagine the betting has changed an awful lot since those teams have been announced. Palace have gone for this really strong, and look, it's a huge opportunity. If you look at the teams that are still in there, um, Spurs, Man City. There was another two strong Premier League teams are going to go tonight. Two of them are going to go, so you can get really lucky with the draw and find yourself in a final. So it's yeah, and look, as David says, for second string 11, it isn't bad at all. It isn't bad at all. What worries me is the minutes in the belt for the likes of Mings and Kamara. Will they last the full whack here? And that's worrying that we don't have the changes there to make. Melty also says, great to see Nedeljkovic start. We're trying to play Bailey into form. I hope. I hope it's fitness rather than form. I don't know what it is with him. David speaks for us all, and he says he's buzzing for Mings. We all really want to see him back in there and doing well, don't we? Melty, you're getting your own show here tonight. Would be great to see Mings, Kamara, Matson start. You're after getting all of them and those on the bench. Someone has a horrible feeling Olsen started and it didn't happen. I honestly don't know whether we see Olsen again, to be honest. But yeah, Dean correctly says Emmy Martin is the world's number one. Absolutely. How lucky are we to have him in our ranks? Congratulations to him on behalf of us all here on becoming the world number one again. Back to back, never been done before. Absolutely fantastic for him. So he says Brojo on the bench. He's not on the bench. Sports Daily Media Network says surprise Barkley misses out. I am too. I would have thought Barkley in there for McGinn maybe. Jason O'Brien says Buendia will come good. Look, it's great to see him in there. You know he's got that game changing pass and the work rate to go with it. Rob Evans has gone 0-0 all day, win on pens. Well, funny enough, before the team came out on a prediction thing we did, I went for 1-1 and Villa to win on pens. So yeah, let's see how that works out. What else have we got here? Gauchi to smash it in the penalty shootout. There you go. Michael O'Brien says, if you asked me a year ago, would this team be our second string? I wouldn't have believed you, and you won't be alone there, Michael. That is for sure. Engine thinks a Duran first half hat trick. Well, they're going to have their work cut out for him anyway. They're going to have to work hard in containing him, and he'll be obviously running the line on his own without much of a chance of someone coming off the bench. But this for him is vital. It'll be a good 90 minutes to have in the belt. I don't imagine over the next 3 games he's going to get a start. With Liverpool and Spurs away and Bruges away next week. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Mad Villain says he can't wait to see Mings play at Villa Park again. Yeah, we've all been waiting for this 15, 16 months, whatever it is at this stage. Great to see him back. Absolutely delighted for him. Absolute hero. We all want him to do well. We all want him to come back and be injury free. And it would be great to see him get the bulk of this game under his belt and really kickstart his recovery. What have we got? Freddie says 2-1 win. Shout out the Bowie boys, Paddy. Shout out to the Bowie boys. Hope you're well, Freddie. Matthew said a top Bogard would have started. Yeah, not overly worried about that one, but we're worried enough without changing it all up completely. Just let me call up that team again just to go through it. Did I have it saved? I did. Fair play to you, Kat, for putting that in there. Yeah. Look, it's Gaucho goal, Nedeljkovic right back, Carlos and Mings, Matson at left back, Kamara and McGinn holding, Bailey, Philogene on the wide. Well, or maybe could be McGinn wide. No, it's definitely Bailey and Philogene wide with Buendia through the middle and then Duran up top. Neil is here.
Hello, everyone.
Get my breath back.
Rumors of my demise were wide of the mark. Of my timely demise. Sorry, everyone. I've been a bit MIA recently. I was putting my daughter to bed and she kicked a bit of a stink, but I did get some love hearts out of it. I know it's Halloween, but this one says kiss me and this one says in love. So don't know where they came from, but apparently she brought them home from Crash today.
Happy
So now
days.
I'm eating them. No, I'm eating them. But Paddy, the big treat, I think. I'm eating treats here, but the big treat we have is see our two boys back in the starting 11 there that you've got up underneath us there. Carlos Mings, I was going to call it. Tyrone Mings and Boubacar Kamara back in the starting lineup.
I think everybody's delighted with. I think everybody is delighted with the lineup. We're just a little bit apprehensive because of the ability, I suppose, to switch things up with what's on the bench. I'll just run you through it again. Ziyech, Cash, Patterson, Bogard, Swinkles, Borland, Ramsey, Young, and Jimo Aloba.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not going to be easy if we go behind here. We won't have the chaos to spring from the bench, or we don't have an Ollie Watkins to come in. We don't have a Barkley to come in and dictate the pace of the midfield. So, look, what's your opinion, Neil? Has he set a stall out here to just see what happens, or do you think this team is good enough to go and win the game?
This team is good enough to go to win the game, but like I said before the Bournemouth game, was it before the Bournemouth game or the Bologna game? I said if Unai Emery was given the choice, he'd start doing the 21s in the League Cup. He's told us he's not a cloak and mirrors type guy. He's basically told us league and Champions League, everything else is fluff. And do I agree with it? I know other people won't. I know there's been lots going on Twitter recently of Cup or Champions League next year. Unai Emery has told us what he wants next year, and he wants Champions League, and he wants us to go as far as we can in Champions League and to perform well in the league. So I'm not surprised, and I'm actually happy that we've got a decent bench here because, we've got the bench that we have. Sorry, not a decent bench, but the bench that we have, because so many times, do players end up, young players end up getting fed up because there's no path to the first team. And how would you give players a path to the first team in competitions like this? You look at Man City tonight, Paddy. You sent me a message today. The Emileski's two kids, one 18 and one 16, are both on the bench for Man City today against Spurs.
Well, they're in the squad. It remains to be seen whether they're on the bench or not yet.
Yeah, they're on the squad. So I'm okay with it. And I know. Look. As I say, I'm okay with it. Would I like to win the League Cup? I absolutely would. It's not just because I'm saying I'm okay with them playing the players that they're playing here now doesn't mean that I don't want to win the League Cup. Because every time we do this, Paddy, I get multiple messages, DMs, and comments after it going, I can't believe you don't like the League Cup. I can't believe you want to see the kids play. I can understand this, is what I'm saying. I can absolutely understand why he's done this. Do you know why? Because he's came out and told us that this is essentially what he wants to do. So I'm not like that's why I'm absolutely okay with it. But you say that we don't have much to come off the bench. I disagree in a way. I think Jacob Ramsey, I think Matty Cash coming off the bench here are kind of they're two players. Like Ramsey coming on for Buendia if he's beginning to fail or flog due to not having an awful lot of game time. And the likes of Cash coming on, Bogard coming on. Everybody knows here I'm irrationally fond of the likes of Borland and Caden Young. Give these guys time. Give these guys 15 minutes if you can in the end. At the end of the game today, let's hope we're up 2-0, I'm going to say, and I think everyone will be happy. So yeah, I'm always a sucker for young players on the bench to see what they can see if somebody can make a hero of themselves, because we very rarely have the Federico Macheda syndromes that the likes of Manchester United do, or the likes of Arsenal do, or the likes of Liverpool do. So now that our academy is producing players that we feel comfortable putting on the bench like that, let's go and give them time.
Linesy said, what baffled me as a football fan is Sheffield Wednesday made 10 changes at Brentford last night and still only lost on pens. Yeah, it does happen. We've seen it happen many a time. That's the beauty of football, really, isn't it?
Absolutely is. Oh, get out of it, Crystal Palace. Give me a break. Okay, we're going to have to do this the stupid way because Crystal Palace have theirs in a link. And no, they didn't. I thought they did it numerically. I'm going to bring up the Crystal Palace team here so we can take a look at it. Bum, 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 bum. So here we go, and it's going to be very small. So let me try and zoom in here, guys. This is all Crystal Palace's fault. I'm blaming Crystal Palace for this one. So there we go. Our lineup. A great bunch of lads, yeah. Our lineup is Turner, Munoz, Chalobah, Lacroix, and Gray, and Mitchell. So they're going 3 at the back of it with their 2 wing backs. Hughes, Wharton, Eze, Nketiah, and Mateta. They've gone full strength for this tonight. And why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Considering they've had an indifferent, I think they would say, start to the league. Their manager is under pressure, I would say. By all accounts, there's talks of David Moyes even being lined up as his replacement. All of a sudden, Oliver Glasner was walking on water at the end of the season last year. Now he's yesterday's news. I think it's incredibly unfair to have for
one-man team, Neil. One-man team.
But they weren't, though. That was the thing. So for me, I think it's it's look for me, it's really interesting to see when they will get it right. And look, they're going to be a formidable opponent tonight, and they've got a stronger team out than we do from the point of view of their first team versus our. Arguably, you would say not arguably, definitely our second team. There isn't a player I don't think starting tonight that's in our bar John McGinn and Leon Bailey to another extent as well. That would really be in our first team currently. So it's an interesting one. But that's their team. They've gone full team tonight, and. Hindsight is going to be 2020 when the final whistle is blown. If Aston Villa win this on penalties, or if Aston Villa win this 1-0, everyone will be absolutely delighted. If Aston Villa lose this 3-0, everybody will be asking why we didn't start our first team. And that's just the way the League Cup always goes, year in, year out, every single year.
Goes, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
If we come through this, the manager will be a genius.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Yeah. Look, they're a strong team. It'll be 3 at the back in possession and 5 out of possession. We know what Will Hughes is going to give us. If you want to do a bet tonight, but the bet is Will Hughes to pick up a yellow card. Wharton we've seen has the makings of a smashing footballer. Wasn't he in England squad for the Euros?
He was
this year.
Yeah.
Nketiah, you never know which one's going to turn up. Eze, you know what you're going to get, and Mateta is back to hot and cold Mateta after being hot Mateta. So anyway, we'll just have to wait and see.
And look, I know hindsight is 2020, and I'm obviously playing that game here now. But there's rumors of PSG coming in for Mateta in the summer. And Crystal Palace were under pressure. Look, they'd sold Eze for, what did they sell him for? Was 80 million, 50 million? Can't remember.
Yeah.
It was big money. They'd sold him. They couldn't be seen to be selling Mateta as well, or they could have. But they chose not to. And that's and look, I'm not saying that they should have sold him. I have him starting on my fantasy team, and he's banged in a couple of goals. So look, I just hope himself and Tyrone Mings have a good old Barney now tonight, because he's a good striker for Mings to be coming up against in his first game back. Because Mateta will give it to you. He'll give you the pointy elbows, big style, and I think that's going to be good for Mings to ease his way, or not to ease his way back in, but to get into the rough and tumble of it. Like, the knee is going to be fine. It will be absolutely fine. So just get a nice physical situation like that with Mateta, where you're having to get up and close to him, as opposed to having maybe somebody that's running in around him, so he's twisting and turning. I want that physical battle for Mings tonight. I want him to get back to doing what he does well, being good and dominant in the air, and then I want to see some lovely diagonals from him with that left peg as well. I'm really excited for Tyrone Mings, and I think the whole club is excited. From 440 something days since he pulled on a shirt in anger, fair play to him. And it's great to have him back.
Absolutely. Carrie asks about our number 2 goalkeeper situation. I think we've kind of heard rumblings in the last couple of days that Robin Olsen is heading back to Sweden in the next
Robin Olsen
window.
will sign for Malmo. Is what I'm led to believe. Robin Olsen, and I was led to believe that ages ago.
It will be madness for us to be playing him if there's money coming in for him, because let's face it, we're not going to recoup an awful lot of money for him. So getting him off the books would enable a replacement of Joe Gauchi there. and Ziyech for that matter. I don't see any distance between Robin Olsen and Joe Gauchi from what I've seen. So best of luck to him. He had a couple of good games for us, but he has had his stinker. But it does look like that's the end. The fact that he's not in the squad tonight suggests to me that that's the end.
Oh yeah, and look, Malmo have won the Swedish league. They qualified for the Champions League qualifying round 1, which I think is the last one before you get into the actual Champions League proper. If he has an opportunity to go, I imagine he's saying, "Listen, if I break 2 fingers and I can't go in January, I don't want to jeopardize that move." Great move for him. Look, he's been nothing but a consummate professional. I know people are going to say you can't be professional when you're letting in goals, or you can't be professional when you've let in some of the goals he's left in. Completely different. Every single person speaks about him as being the first man on the training pitch, last man to leave it, and always offering opinions and stuff like that. So look. Did he have that horrendous non-clean sheet record and goals conceded record? He absolutely did. But look, he, as with the majority of players, they will leave with my blessing anyway. And I think it's great. Like, I love to see players go back and strengthen teams when those teams get into European competition. I wish Irish players would do it more and not go back when they've no other option. But then again, the League of Ireland, we'd be on a podcast for the next 6 days straight, Paddy, for to talk about the inadequacies of the League of Ireland, which you wouldn't want to hear about because your team are probably going to win it on Friday. I hope they do anyway.
I'm not so sure, but anyway, tonight is nobody wants to distraction ahead of Friday.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Do you know what, Paddy? I'm just catching here in my background. I did a bit of amateur framing myself while I've been off, and I think they look good. I know I just need to find somewhere to put this. Look what
you made me do. Look, and I amateur hour forgot to put it back where it was just checking would it fit in this frame and that frame.
I'll get you a few of those frames. It's pretty easy to do, but yeah, they're. I'm liking it. It looks well. My little shrine is coming on nicely there to my ground underneath the dartboard, which is nice. Yeah. So look, I suppose biggest things I want to see out of today is just I want to see again a grown-up performance like we got against Bologna. And I think we can go out and we can do that even with this team because we've got players who can control the game. We've got oodles. I mean, we've got pace to absolute burn on both flanks now. Matson one side, and Jelkovic the other side. Oh God, I see the commentary after Star and Paddy. That's you'll miss the match if you get into that one.
I was just going to give a one-line answer, so I'll do it now. As soon as you've said it, David Dwyer asked how the referees are in the League of Ireland. Amateur in every sense of the word. How was that for you? I'll leave it at that.
Pretty shite is that there.
We don't have a professional system here in Ireland, so yeah, very poor.
No, absolutely not, and they're really bad. But anyway,
and as it stands, one referee could cause where the title goes this weekend because of 2 mistakes that were made in the last few weeks, and he still got the high-profile games.
Exactly, and he's probably still going to make a mistake this weekend anyway. But anyway, we won't get on because he could be listening to this. I don't know. But yeah, so the pace to burn on the wings. So Jelkovic, Matson, we all know their pace. You know, I'm really looking forward to their overlaps on Philogene and Bailey. Are just I'm really looking forward to seeing that because if you're a fullback, you must be absolutely bricking it at the fact that if I've got a fella that receives the ball with his back to him. Receives the ball with his back to goal, out near the halfway line, and he takes it into himself, and we've space then to move for the overlap with Matson and Jelkovic. Then, if I'm a fullback and I'm trying to get turned, it's lights out. It's game over. Pace is going to kill this team tonight on the wings. I would expect us to play through the wings an awful lot more. I would expect McGinn and Kamara to hunker down in the middle of midfield like they did an awful lot last year. And I would expect Buendia to buzz around, picking up those half spaces with Duran staying further forward. But the pace on the wings for me tonight is really where Emery is going to go and going to hit these guys hard. And Mitch, that's why I think they've gone with a wing-back situation. I think they probably saw this coming. They've gone with a wing-back situation, which I think is actually better for us. I think it plays into our strengths because if we do break the wing backs, getting one of the 2 centre halves in Shalabar, Gray, will if they pull out, or Chalaba and and Lacroix, but if they pull out to the sides, getting our fullbacks, our wingers at them is just going to be, I think it's just going to be brilliant, because if you leave 1-on-1 with Duran inside, anything could happen because of his chaos agent. And as Spiritual said there, we're going to enjoy our last tonight. We probably, we very, very may well lose tonight, but
great to see other fans coming in here to say hello. And look, for the 1,000 people who are in here, I would like to take this moment to say thank you so much for being in here tonight. Seeing as Villa moved their team sheet tantrum to clash with our team sheet tantrum tonight, so I'm glad you enjoy our coverage as opposed to going to watch the professionals at our club do it. And we hope we include you in the crack as much as we possibly can. And obviously, I'm jesting, but they did, funnily enough, move the team sheet tantrum to exactly the time that we do it.
And I wouldn't mind,
which was funny. We're funny.
I wouldn't mind, Paddy, but 2 years ago, I did pitch this idea to the club that we could do it, and that we could be but it would be solely based on the club's YouTube channel, and that you would get fans from all around the world. It would be a fan-led thing, whereby all the Lions clubs highlighting them every single week, and obviously nothing ever came of it. But it's great. Look, more power to Rambo and to Kate as well there, and I'm sure they're going to put on a great show. I'm going to watch it after this as well. Paddy, I think you've got somebody waiting on you to drop you into town for a few pints, have you? Because you keep on looking off to the side there.
No, we're just checking. We're checking the time with the buses there. So he's at the age now where he wants to appoint himself, which makes life a lot. I was hoping for this day where he could drop me to the pub and collect me, but now he wants to come with me. So I'm embarrassing him here now.
Yeah. Well, look, I won't hold on to you anymore. This has been, look, I'm sorry I missed the start of it. I will be back with a post-match podcast directly after the game as well. So please come back and join us. And we'll see we'll see what happens in this game today. As I said, it's a really interesting one, because the team we have out is interesting, because I want to see how our second string play, and also if the people come up, who comes off the bench. But also we're playing against a team who are going for this tonight, so it's going to be a really, really good test. And look, to the victor goes the spoils, I suppose, with regards to this one. But we will see you again directly afterwards for a post-match podcast. And Paddy, I'll let you go and get the bus. And thanks so much as well, as Paddy said there, to everybody there for joining us. There was bones of 1,000 people watching this there, so really, really appreciate it every single time you guys come to watch this. But we will see you again at roughly around 9:45, provided there is no penalties in this one, for the post-match podcast. And until then, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, and all that's left to say is up the Villa.
Up the Villa.